Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Bradford City versus Crewe Alexandra combined 11. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on their form. If you could channel it 60 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get a comment as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know your combined 11 down below. Now this one was pretty straightforward to do, to be fair. There's some very good players at both clubs. The formation was quite tough, but I have just about managed to get a combined 11 for today's video. Make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. So I was constantly umming and ahhing about what formation would be best to get the best players in. I started out with a back three, then I went to a 4-diamond-2. In the end, I've gone with a 4-3-3 with three flat central midfielders, obviously your back four, and your three attackers as well, with two mainly being wingers and the other one being a striker. Starting out then with the goalkeeper comparison between Harry Lewis and Harvey Davies. Now I have just gone with Harry Lewis, despite his form being pretty poor so far this season. You know, Lewis has been at fault for one goal we've conceded in every game so far, and we have conceded on average 1.5 league goals per game. I'm still going to back Harry Lewis, to be honest with you. I don't think the Crewe goalkeeper's a bad player whatsoever, but you know, Lewis had a fantastic season last year, and for me, as of right now, I think I'd just still go with Harry Lewis. He needs to find some of his form back, though, from last season, because I'd say even towards the back end of last year, though, and, you know, he's taken it into this season, this poor run of form, it's just not great. He's only averaging 2 saves per game at the moment. That's a 57% save percentage. It's not great, so he needs to find his form from last season, but I'm still going to back him as of right now. Into the right-back comparison, then, between Brad Halliday and Ryan Cooney. Now, obviously, I think Cooney came in the summer from Morecambe, I do believe, but I'm going to go with Brad Halliday. Now, it's crazy that Brad Halliday is not even our starting right-back, right-wing-back at the moment. I still don't know what formation we're actually going to play tomorrow. Will we stick with the back three? Will we go to the back four that we saw against Morecambe? I'm not so sure, but Halliday for me is our best right-sided defender. He's much better than Oyegoke, who constantly seems to start over him. It seems really, really stupid to me, in my opinion. You know, Halliday was comfortably our third best player last season, and while, again, I don't think Cooney is a bad player, I am just going to edge this one with Brad Halliday. Moving in then to the two centre-backs. Firstly, we are going to be debating between Matty Platt or Luke Offord. Now, again, Offord was one of these players who came through at a similar time to like your Charlie Kirks, your Harry Pickerings, your Perry and G's, and Offord never really seemed to get that move. I am just going to go, though, with Matty Platt. Now, Platt, I think, for me, has been our best centre-half so far this season. I know the competition hasn't exactly been great, but he's been consistent in every game. No mistakes that stand out for me, in my opinion. I thought it was really harsh that he wasn't starting on the opening day against Crawley. Again, Offord's not a bad player, but I am just going to edge this one with Matty Platt. I know we've been very Bradford City dominated so far, and on the left side of the centre-back pairing, we are going to be debating between Sam Stubbs and Mikey Dimitriou. Now, I am just going to go with Mikey Dimitriou. 3 goals and 1 assist so far. That's more goal contributions than Bradford City have actually scored in the league, which obviously isn't great. And now, Sam Stubbs for me this season has been poor. Really, really poor. And Dimitriou's always been a consistent League 2 defender. Last season, Stubbs was very good for us, but I'm going to go with Mikey Dimitriou because I think he's had a really, really good start to the season. I was really surprised to see him leave Newport and then not really, with all due respect, make a considerable move up. You know, he's 33 years of age now. It's probably his last longer-term contract that he is going to get. And like I say, Stubbs last season comfortably gets in, but this season he's been so poor, and he's been caught out a number of times. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, go with Mikey Dimitriou. Channel memberships are now cheaper than ever, with Tier 1 costing just 99p. Tier 2 has been reduced from $3.99 a month down to $1.99 a month, and Tier 3 has been reduced from $8.99 a month down to just $4.99 a month. Your support, as always, is massively appreciated, and the more members that we have, the better the content will be. Enjoy the rest of the video. Into the left back comparison then between Lewis Richards and Rio Adebisi, I want to say is how you pronounce his name. Now I'm going to go with the Crewe fullback. Richards looked promising in the first game, but he's only played about 65-70 minutes in Bradford City shirt, and Rio Adebisi has had a pretty good start to the season, already scored 2 goals. He can play left back and right back, but he is predominantly a left-footed left back, and like I say, Richards has certainly got the potential maybe further down the line in potentially the reverse fixture to be in this team, in my opinion, but I am just going to go with Rio Adebisi because he's had a really good start to the season. He looks like a really good upcoming young player, so I'm going to go with him on this occasion. Moving in then into our midfield three. First comparison then is between Alex Gilead and Joel Tabernier. I'm not really too sure how you pronounce his name, but I am going to go with Tabernier, in my opinion. I think, again, he's had a really positive start to the season. Gilead, he's just been injured or not really playing in midfield, although that is his natural position. Tavernier I've been really impressed with it so far. 2 assists for him, 4 big chances created, averages 2 key passes per game, 90% passing accuracy in his own half. Defensively pretty solid as well, 1.5 tackles per game, 1 clearance per game as well. He wins 80% of his aerial duels. That is absolutely mind-blowing in my opinion. He wins 56% of his ground duels as well. He's had a really positive start to the season, and obviously I know we normally do these if everybody is to be fit and available, but he's not currently injured as well, which gives him a slight boost, so he has to be one of my first central midfielders in there. Next up then, we are going to be debating between Alex Patterson and Connor Thomas. Now I was really impressed with Thomas from his time at Cheltenham. Since he's moved to Crewe, he hasn't stood out all too much. He's still a decent player, but I am obviously going to go with Alex Patterson. He's had a really good start to life at Bradford. He scored 3 goals in 3 matches before obviously coming up a little bit short against Morecambe, but I've been really impressed with Patterson so far. I think he's been probably our best player, certainly our most standout performer. Scored 2 goals in the league, 1 in the Carabao Cup as well. He averages 1.5 key passes per game. Defensively, very good as well, with 1.3 interceptions per game and 1.3 tackles per game. He's very good in the air. He wins 59% of his aerial duels and 56% of his ground duels as well, which I think is pretty impressive for someone who's not the tallest. And he's just a really all-round complete midfielder, and I've been really impressed with what I've seen so far from Alex Patterson, so he absolutely has to be in my side. And completing the midfield then, we are going to be debating between Jack Powell and Emmanuel Sidibe. Now, I know we've gone with midfield options here, and there's no Smallwood or McDonald. I see them more as holding midfielders, and we've gone with 3 more box-to-box sort of midfielders, so that's why I think Osidibe is the best comparison. But I'm going to go with Jack Powell. Osidibe is massively underperformed so far this season. Powell's had a pretty good start to the season as well, with 1 goal and 2 assists, 1.3 interceptions per game, 2.3 tackles per game, 1 clearance per game as well so far this season. He averages 2.5 dribbles per 90, 83% of them being successful. He's won 73% of his ground duels and 60% of his aerial duels so far. He's had an absolutely brilliant start to the season since I believe he's come in from Crawley as well. I think it's been a great signing for Crewe. 29 years of age, lots of experience in there, and I think comfortably he absolutely has to be in this side. Moving in then into our front 3, starting out on the right wing, we are going to be debating between Clark Adore and Chris Long, and I have just about gone with Chris Long. Now, I think Adore had a really good start to the season. Last 2-3 matches he's really faded out of it and not really shown all too much, where I think Long, when he's fit and available, he is always really consistent. Last season I think he got 5 goal contributions in 6 starts, massively struggled with injury last season, and Long is very versatile. He can play as a right winger, a left winger, or even through the centre as well. And you know, this season so far, 1 goal for him. He's created 1 big chance as well. Defensively contributes quite a lot with 1 tackle per game, and I think if he gets a chance in the area, more than likely he's going to take it. You know, he averages 2.5 shots per 90, and I do think he's a pretty decent player in my opinion. Like I say, potentially going forward, if Adore consistently performs how he was like at the start of the season, I certainly think he could find himself in this side, but for now I'm going to go with Chris Long. Over on the left hand side then, we are going to be debating between Harry Chapman and Shiloh Tracy. I apologise again if I have pronounced his name wrong, but I am going to go with Shiloh Tracy in my opinion. Again, someone who can play right wing, left wing, or potentially could do a job through the middle as well. So far this season he's chipped in with 2 assists. Defensively, again, pretty good with 1.8 tackles per 90. He averages 2.3 dribbles per 90, 43% of them being successful, and again, a really good winger. Now, I think Chapman certainly suits the left wing much more than as an attacking midfielder, which is where he played the majority of last season before his injury. I think if you get Chapman 1v1 against any fullback in the league, I'll back him to take him on, but we didn't really see him all too much, and obviously he's yet to play. I think his last appearance was in April. Obviously, currently injured at the moment, going to be out until at least October. So, as of right now, I am just going to go with Shiloh Tracy. And comparing the 2 strikers then, we are going to be debating between Andy Cook and Courtney Baker-Richardson. Now, I could have gone with Elliot Nevitt. I think in a lone striker option, I'd rather have Baker-Richardson, in my opinion, over Nevitt, but I am still going to go with Andy Cook. Whoever you debate between Richardson or Nevitt, I am going to go with Andy Cook. This season hasn't quite hit the heights of last year so far. You know, he's currently missed 2 big chances, missed a penalty against Stockport and a massive one-on-one, but apart from that, nothing really clear-cut. He's chipped in with a couple of assists as well. He's already got 1 in the league and 1 in the Carabao Cup. He wins, you know, 45% of his aerial duels, but he averages 7.3 of them per 90. He averages 0.8 dribbles per 90, 75% of them being successful. And I think when he gets that first goal, he's going to be finding his form back from last season. You know, scored 31 goals last year, and I know I can't keep using the argument of, you know, he scored 31 goals last season, but it's a pretty good argument to have in my opinion. So Andy Cook absolutely has to be in my team. And here then is how that team would line up, with Harry Lewis in goal, a back four of Brad Halliday, Matty Platt, Mickey Demetriou and Rio Adebisi, with your midfield three being Joel Taberner, Alex Patterson and Jack Powell, and your front three being Chris Long, Andy Cook and Shiloh Tracy. In my opinion, I think it's a very, very strong team. Obviously more Crewe players than Bradford at this moment in time. You could certainly make an argument for a number of players either way, you know, Adore, Stubbs, potentially maybe a little bit harsh on missing out of this side. Like I say, get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Who makes your combined 11? I'm going to leave it there though for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 60 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. Go check out my match preview as well from yesterday if you haven't already. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you all tomorrow for the match day vlog. Peace.